Yo, what it do? It's your boy Kobe Williams. Welcome to the first episode of Golden Morning. You guys already know we're about to quick recap of the playoffs. Game one's all done. Hockey, beautiful, beautiful. Basketball, same thing. First thing though, before we get this show on the road, hit the like button. Go out and check the other channel, Golden Nine Network on YouTube. We're gonna have content over there, tons of new stuff. Go check it out. Make sure you subscribe so you won't miss anything out of there. Hit the like over here too. That would help. Write some comments, what you guys like. Comment whatever you like the show, don't like the show, you want to put extra stuff, want me to talk about certain stuff, whatever it is, put that down in the comment section. All feedback is good feedback. So we have a jam-packed show today, so let's not waste no time. We have a lot of stuff to talk about, a lot of stuff. I want to have your opinions. You guys know what to do, and let's get it rolling. First things first, that Dallas Stars team, we're going to talk about hockey. That Dallas Stars team is insane. They look like they were down and out, but Ranston, he just couldn't, there's no way he was losing against his team. But for you guys that don't know what I'm talking about, they were down 3-0 against St. Louis. Game 7 at home, and this is what they did.
Rantanen all kinds of room. He scores! Mikko Rantanen! And off the clock here in the third period. Rantanen again! Rantanen scores! A man up, now trying to take the lead. Down low, Johnston scores!
That's crazy. That's all 3 goals. These guys came back, took the lead, went to OT, won the game. That's crazy. I tell you this, though. Dallas is a problem. That next series that they're going to play is going to be crazy. Watch out for that. If you were betting on them in a betting perspective, everybody that had Dallas, they woke up. They woke up with a big payout. Dallas wasn't supposed to win that series. They were dogs the whole series, but they had one of the top home records, and they were underdogs in that game. So if you played that game, right, you would have been a very well-off person today. Also, Avalanche, they do the same thing. Like, I don't know if you guys notice, like, when you make wagers on these games and on these teams, and you look at the trends, you look at how the games are being played and what you're going to place your bet on in the future, it's not really complicated. These games have similar structures. They tend to do similar things. Yeah, it's a whole different sport, from basketball to football to soccer to hockey to tennis to badminton, all that shit. All that shit's different, right? But the gist of it, to get to your winner, to get to the right decision on the outcome of the game, it's pretty similar, okay? As this show goes on, as we get into more episodes, you're gonna understand what I mean, because it's not something I can jam pack in just one day, So we'll be explaining those things, and you're just gonna get some game, get some gems, apply it in your daily life, apply it when you decide to make your tickets, That's it. That's all we're doing here. But let's continue. That game was crazy. If you guys had them, we cashed. I told you guys I have them. I hope you guys rolled with me. But let's go. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. All weekend, the whole first round, to be honest with you, everybody was talking about this. And what's so crazy about this next topic, okay? What's so crazy about this next topic is that a lot of people have been talking about this situation for a very long time. Even the late Kobe Bryant. And damn, look at that. I spelled Denver wrong. Whatever. You guys know what it is. That's what happens. But anyways, the late Kobe Bryant. I tell you this. He knew this. This was about 6 years ago. And what's crazy is it's still a fact today.
Of course, crazy streak this season. What do you think of what he's doing right now?
Well, I think I'm not a fan of in terms of winning championships. I don't think that style is ever going to win championships. But at the same time, you have to keep your team's head above water to win games. So you have to do what you have to do to win games. And he's doing that, right? Now, I think...
So are you saying you don't think James Harden and the Rockets, as constructed, can win a title?
Not with this style of play, it won't win, right? With one player dominating the ball. Now, when you have Chris Paul come back and you have more movement to the offense, where you move guys around, where you're harder to find.
And Chris Paul's back, but you mean more in the...
Yeah, because listen, if you take one player, you put him at the top of the key, or you put him on the wing, and you're running screen rolls, you're always in front of the defense. Mm-hmm. The defense can key on that, particularly in the playoffs. And that's easy to defend. Yeah. It's easy to defend. Now, what he's doing is absolutely remarkable, though. And I think it's a testament to how remarkable it is, because people are now trying to minimize what it is that he's doing.
You know what's so crazy? If you take time, you could pause that last spot. You can see his stats from 2020 to now in the playoffs in Game 7. What's ironic is James Harden has been in like damn near more than 7 Game 7s, okay? And he hasn't won one. What's crazy about that statement, right? Kobe said, you can't play like that, pick and rolls, all that shit. When Chris Paul comes back, he's talking about Houston Rockets in 2019. This guy still plays like that in 2025 on the Clippers. What did he try to do with Zubac the whole time? Pick and rolls. And the way he plays, James Harden's amazing, but I guess is the dog, you know, that the kids say nowadays, the Himothy. He's not him. He doesn't see that like Kawhi. You want Kawhi to do everything? Come on, you know, like what are we gonna do here? What are we gonna do here? And let's see this. A lot of people talk about it, but this is what I like. I like this guy. He had a lot to say about James. I'll tell you about that. I like what he said.
Do you still think maybe this is the playoffs that James Harden isn't James Harden? Because I don't. Because I don't think that playoffs will ever happen. Game 1, he was awesome. There's a lot of Clipper sugar high going on. Game 1, Harden's going to have a playoff redemption. Game 2, Kawhi Leonard put him in the GOAT debate. And then all of a sudden, like, Kawhi hadn't scored 25 in a game other than that one. And James Harden, if we can show you, Game 1 versus the rest of the series, it's not that these numbers are terrible. The turnovers are a lot. The points, assists are down. But it's more that these numbers will be jarring. He had more turnovers last night than made field goals. That has happened to him. That has happened to him 26 times in a playoff game. 26 career playoff games with more turnovers than made baskets. That was his 34th, Brew, career playoff game with 3 or fewer makes. It was his 54th career playoff game with 4 or fewer makes. He has 55 career playoff games where he's made more than 10 shots, 54 where he's made less than 5 shots. Think about that. And this doesn't make the first 5 pages of the rough James Harden playoff game moments. It was just like a bad game, but it's not at all coincidental that as the games have gotten higher leverage, we have seen a worse performance. It's just,
I'll finish, who he is. Everybody that loves James Harden, yo, don't come at me. Don't come at me. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just saying. He's the ultimate in-season player. I would, in the season, 82 games, I want James Harden. He's gonna fill my seats. He's gonna win some games for me. Probably even break some records of my franchise. But in the playoffs, I don't want James Harden. Kawhi don't even want James Harden. And like, this is not a bash on James Harden. This is an awakening. Open up your eyes. Not everybody is nice. You see people score 30. You see people score 20. You see people score 25. That doesn't mean they're good. You understand what I'm saying? We're in a league where it's easier to score. Do you understand what I'm saying? So if it's easier to score and you're actually good, you should dominate. That's basically how this shit works, you know? And people get exposed, you know? So like the Clippers organization, they should have beat Denver. Me personally, I think they should have beat Denver. And I don't even like Clippers. I'm an LA guy. You guys know that. If I had to choose between Lakers and Clippers, I got Lakers. But Clippers should have beat Denver. Denver has a lot of situations going on. But Clippers will remain Clippers because of the players they have. And then the only dog they had, look what they did. They traded their only dog. And if you guys watch basketball, you know what I'm talking about. But if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll show you. Look at the only dog who they traded. If you guys don't know what he's saying, he said, get the fuck out of here. Give me a tech, give these trash ass people a tech, and get them the hell out of this arena. That's basically what he's saying right now. Okay? That's Steve Ballmer bought the whole section in the middle of the court, like in behind the net, brought about 200 people, paid their flights and everything for them to lose, get blown out like that. Imagine that. Shout out to Steve Ballmer though. Shout out, like, you know what I'm saying? Shout out for bringing the city to Denver for free vacation. Shout out to you, my guy. Shout out to you. But look, disrespect. Everybody want to disrespect my guy. Triple double king. But you know, he got some words to say to you guys.
You know, my ability to be able to be a force of nature on the floor is what I pride myself on. So whatever that looks like, it may be a turnover, it may be a missed shot, but it may be a steal, maybe a dunk, maybe a missed three, maybe a made three. It's gonna be all of that. It's gonna be everything. So you just take it for how it comes, and whatever happens, you go with it. And I've always been like that. As long as I leave it on the floor, and God willing, to be able to go out and continue.
So he knows what y'all talk about. He knows what's going on, but he doesn't play around. He continues to go through it. He doesn't care what y'all think, you know? And like, he ain't do that to Lakers. We ain't diss him like that, but he knows. He knows. And you can't knock him because he knows. But when you're doing better than the other side, you know what they say? Kick the dog while it's down, or kick the horse while it's down, or whatever. Kick the whatever while it's down. That's basically what my man is doing. You know?
You got
one
the
more.
job done and you won. Would you like to talk about that a little bit more?
Yeah, we can talk about it. What you want to talk about?
Did you take that as a personal challenge, or did you take any offense to the way they
you
defended
know,
you?
no offense. I think they believe that was their best bet of stopping me or taking me out of the series. But one thing that nobody knows, and that I work my ass off. So regardless of what anybody do, I'm always prepared, and I will be prepared for anything because I prepare myself for everything. And like I said, after game one, if they continue doing that, I'm going to make them pay. And I don't know what I shot for the series, but somebody has to tell me. How much? That's solid. I guess,
That's what happens. You want to doubt? What do you do to the doubters? You kill them with kindness. That's what they would say. You get a fucking doubter, you know what you fucking do? You fucking show them they were wrong to fucking doubt your ass. What the fuck? That's what Westbrook did. Let Clippers know. Y'all niggas are stupid. You had more issues than just me. But you could blame me. Now you lose against me and my Denver team. You guys need to know. Fix up that team. But let's continue up in there. Denver is gonna be good against OKC. He's going to his stomping ground. That's going to be a good series. We will be dabbling into that. That's for sure. That's for sure. If you guys have anything to say about that, what do you guys feel? What's your opinion on that? Put that in the comment section and we'll chop it up. Now, one of the amazing games I've seen, other than that Dallas game, we're back to hockey right now. One of the amazing games I have seen in my life, like I watched, is this one last night. The Winnipeg Jets. St. Louis Blues had these guys. They just had these guys. But like Bennington, come on. Bennington, I see the man in Montreal chilling. Say what up to him. Tell him, play hard. And this is how he goes and plays. Come on, man. This is embarrassing.
The shot, that's blocked by Thomas. Down to 12 seconds. Puck pinned to the near corner boards. Velarde looking to work at 3. 8 seconds remaining. Off the stick of Buchnevich. Ehlers fanned on it. Down to 3. Ehlers, cross ice. Score! Perfetti! With under 2 seconds remaining. Ties it!
The whiteout. Could you believe 1.6 seconds to score? Could you imagine how much pressure, how they were holding those sticks like so tight? Like, I just can't believe it. The 1.6 seconds, they were down 3-0. They came back. That game was, if you guys don't like hockey, I'm telling you, go watch that game. That game was one of the most amazingest hockey games I have ever seen. But Winnipeg Jets came, played, and continue our road to that Stanley Cup and bringing it to Canada, But Florida has something to say about it. Florida will be playing Toronto tonight, and that will be an amazing game. Just know that. That's going to be an amazing game. So we also got a nice game one action that started yesterday. Cleveland and Indiana. And I think I told a lot of people this. Cleveland was number one. Cleveland was doing their thing. But Cleveland, my opinion, Cleveland ain't going to win shit. This is not LeBron James. Cleveland won shit when LeBron James was there. I don't think Cleveland going to win shit now. Who? But hey, they're in the playoffs. They still have home court advantage. But if you're letting people do this to you, I don't know how they're going to win. You guys tell me.
What would you say was the key to this one?
Just coming out, bringing energy from start to jump.
As we are just past the 9-minute mark, Siakam, that's a 3. Well, he's already tied MJ. He can pass him if he can hit that number again here tonight. Halliburton.
Somebody's got a sense of his team right now, being really aggressive here early.
Taking away a layup from Turner. And then Turner's Eastern Conference semifinal. Halliburton's teardrop.
Competitive series. Styles really do make fights, and this one is a perfect fit.
Halliburton's put on the 3-point line. Now the breakneck pace picks up again. Halliburton, team's just off the charts. Halliburton doing his dance. Crosses over, steps back. 2-minute mark left. And the restlessness grows here in Cleveland. Halliburton around Allen and
Overrated. Overrated. That's what they voted this guy. Overrated. Are you freaking kidding me? This guy cooked the Cavs by himself with a bunch of nobodies. Overrated. Overrated. I think Mitchell better come to play game 2, or someone's gonna have to take this name from that man. But Halliburton, he too nice. Stop playing. That's gonna be an interesting series. What we got? Indiana in 6. Indiana in 6. Yeah, Cleveland is overrated. Oh man. And the last game of the night, you guys know, was a magical game. GS Dub. It's been a while. GS Dub, they come through the play-ins. Kerr's record in 7 games, they don't lose in game 7s. Like they're 4-1 or 5-1, some shit like that. He only lost once in the game 7. It just doesn't happen. And now they're playing Minnesota. This series is going to be so great, right? But we'll talk about that series. Let's get to the wrap up of the last series. Steph Curry on the defense he got from these guys.
It was, I can only speak for myself in the way that that was one of the toughest defenses I think I've ever faced, in the sense of the physicality that was allowed early in the series, and then their commitment to just trying to take away all the patterns that we usually thrive off of and guard me at half court at times.
You hear that? So the man had trouble. He some games he finished with 7. When you see Steph Curry finish with 7, but he had trouble. So they traded a guy from Indiana, from the last team we were talking about, for this sole reason. I'll show you. But first, check this out. From the guy that was giving Steph Curry havoc on the defensive end.
It was just a numbers game tonight. I think Buddy Hield outshot us by himself from 3. So this new era is hard to compete, at that level of shot making threes more than 2 is just the way it goes. But they did a good job of taking away a lot of our looks, staying home, and forcing us to take 2s, and we just didn't convert.
Now, is that an excuse, or is that a coach telling his players, if we die by anybody else but Steph Curry? Because they played awesome defense on Steph Curry, but they weren't expecting all these other guys to do that, and especially Buddy Hield, right? So I don't know. What do you guys think about that? What do you guys think about what Fred VanVleet said? Do you think Houston really had a chance? Do you think even if Buddy Hield didn't do all that, right? Do you think they had a chance, or it was inevitable, Golden State in 7? But Buddy Hield had an amazing performance. It's going to be history, and he tied the record for the most 3s, and Buddy Hield never played like this. So this is like Buddy Hield's championship. Hopefully he gets one day, but this is his championship, and this is how we felt about it.
Steph and Clay over the years have talked about what it's like to be in the zone where it feels like the basket's enormous and everything's going in. What does it feel like for you tonight when you get hot like that?
Yeah.
And unrelated, what did Jimmy say to you after the game?
It was, being in the zone is very spiritual. It's just you and that rim and the net and the ball, and you just figuring it out. And sometimes you put anything up and it just goes in. But
Yeah, you ever hear Buddy Hield talk? That's what I'm saying. The man talk. He getting compared with Steph, Clay, all this type of shit. Yo, Buddy Hield is on cloud nine, that they would say. And that dynamic with Jimmy Butler and all that, that's pretty good. We'll see how they play in the next series. But I tell you this, what you want to be remembered as, and this is what I love about great players, and I consider myself a great capper. So this is what we have in common. And I tell you this, no matter what, all the hardship, the losses, all that stuff, no one can say you don't put in the work, you're not dedicated, and you're damn good at what you do. So when this clip came out, I know this was perfect to end the crazy game ones we had in both series, in both sports. This was just crazy because when it's all said and done, whether you went to game 7, game 6, whatever, how hard it was to get out of that series, the loser now looks at the winner like this. And I can't agree more. No better words.
Secondarily, you've won 5 series now in Houston. What you think your reputation is in the city?
I'm a winner.
Man. Oh, what a guy. 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 That guy right there, Wendell, we'll see him in Minnesota. Minnesota got home court advantage. Now we're getting to the end of the show. If you guys haven't already, hit that like button, subscribe, go check out that Golden 9 Network on YouTube. Subscribe to that too. I'm going to be putting shows on that, all sorts of stuff, all sorts of time. Just hit the notification button. You never know when to pop up. We're going to do like radio calls as well eventually. As the live chat starts bumping, I'll send you guys the links. You can come on, chop your stuff, and talk about what you're betting on, the stuff you like. And, you know, we all put your plays in the chat in the comments. And we're here at the end of the show. Best bet time. I got 3 bets for you guys today. And we're not gonna do all that breaking down stuff and the numbers and all that shit. You know, there's gonna be shows for that where we break it down. We sit down, break down the whole board. We can even break down the sports you like. Anything you guys want a soccer breakdown, put that in the comments. We'll break that down for you. We do that over here at the Golden 9. It doesn't really matter as long as it gets you paid. So the first bet, we're going to the NHL, and I already dabbled a little bit on it. I like Florida to come out strong on this, but Florida, I honestly like Toronto game 1, but I like Florida for the series, but I like Toronto game 1. In MLB, you guys already know I'm wearing the hat for a reason. I got the Yankees against the Padres. Yankees against the Padres to do what they needed to do. And round 2 in the NBA has starting today. And you know we're going with the champs, Boston, to handle business. You guys already know what it is. It's your boy, Kobe Williams. I'll see you guys when I see you. And you guys already know what it is. Hit that like, subscribe. Make sure you go to that Golden 9. And first episode of Golden Morning is in the books. And don't forget, stay golden.